You are walking alone. Night presses in. Rain leaves small miracles on your jacket. You see a figure beneath a sodium lamp. They look like everyone and no one. They say one sentence. Unlimited power. No fanfare. Just a hand outstretched. You know better. You know the myths. Still, your pulse answers. Power sounds like a cure. Power sounds like escape. Power sounds like a ledger that finally balances. The stranger smiles without joy. They ask for the price. Not money. Not blood, a single choice. You laugh nervously. You ask how. They press a folded card into your palm. On it, a map, coordinates, a time. You feel the weight of destiny. You feel the weight of a decision. You fold the card into your wallet. You walk away. Your footsteps echo. You don't erase the map. It sits like a pulse under your skin. Level 2. The first test is small, a closed door, a payroll system, a name that should not appear. You remember the card. You remember the offer. You touch the lock. Power is subtle at first. A flicker. A code learned like a whisper. You open the door. You take the file. You feel it. Control like warmth. Not overwhelming. Bracing. You change a number. A person gets promoted. A vendor gets cut out. The ledger tilts by 1 decimal place. No one notices. But you do. You like the quiet precision. You like the impossibility of the act. You begin to hunt for leverage. Small wins taste like iron. But the stranger said unlimited. Unlimited is not incremental. You crave scale. You crave a sweep. You return to the coordinates. A building 2 nights later. A door with no lock this time. Inside, a room of screens. You watch yourself make decisions you never imagined. A shadow on another screen watches you back. Level 3. The offer is now a contract. They ask for a confession. Not of sins, of wants. You whisper your list. Names, territories, grudges. They nod as if inventory is comfort. They hand you a device, a coin, a ring, a key. You can feel the promise in metal. They say, use it exactly once. The temptation constricts you. You test it on nothing. A traffic light. A bank transfer rerouted in midstream. You watch the mechanical heartbeat of the city bend. You feel like a god. You sleep like a conspirator. Dreams spool out. Money, headlines, fear. But the device vibrates. It needs calibration. Every use leaves a mark. Not on you, on the world. A bruise on the public ledger. Someone notices anomalies. A reporter asks questions you didn't anticipate. A rival senses a shift in balance. You think you can cover tracks. You are beginning to learn the cost. You scour for safety. You buy codes, shells, ghosts. You build a silence worth billions. Level 4. Power requires currency. Not only dollars, loyalty, secrets, obligations. You collect both like currency. You pull a string, a senator blinks, a company folds, a neighborhood is rezoned overnight. Your influence becomes infrastructural. You sit at tables you weren't invited to. You hear language you own, but someone else sits at a table you cannot see. Whispers arrive through channels you thought sealed. Your phone rings with impossible calm. The stranger's voice again. They ask, are you satisfied? You say yes, because you mean it in the way addicts mean yes. They smile, without sound. They warn, the ledger fills both ways. Every gain draws a debt. Every favor accrues interest. You try to limit the withdrawals. You sign orders in the dead hours. You justify each cut. You tell yourself people are collateral, not currency. But the ledger is patient. Names appear on the margins. Someone close begins to change. A friend grows colder. A lover gets nervous. Your children look at you as if reading a stranger's biography. You counsel restraint and then push harder. The device grows heavier. Level 5. The world starts to rearrange itself around you. Cities bend. Markets stutter and then circle your hand like fish. You are praised in hushed accolades. You are cursed publicly. You win a quiet war in a conference room. You lose a storm in the street. You begin to wake with the taste of iron. Sleep is a ledger too. You dream of balance sheets with teeth. Power is a language you no longer need to learn. You are fluent. Power makes enemies of the unprepared. They come for your edges. A scandal clunks into motion. A whistleblower speaks in coded fury. Security shutters close. Your life contracts to surveillance and response. Everything you touch leaves a fingerprint. You try to anonymize the effect. You try to hollow your name, but people hunger for a face to blame. They choose you. The stranger appears less. Their absence is instructive. You want to call them. You want them to tell you how far you can go. You test the device in private. You flip a vote remotely. Nothing immediate unravels. But somewhere a plan collapses and a life fractures. You hear sirens that are not for you. You feel the ledger take another line. Level 6. Someone you once helped knocks on your door with a gun. You did this to them. Not directly. But your ripples are tidal. You bargain. You bargain with a man who smells like the streets you left behind. He says, "We were supposed to be together." You read the accusation like a headline. Your chest caves. Guilt is a new form of currency. You discover that the stranger's device is not neutral. It favors patterns. It consolidates power into gravitational centers. It makes empires of loneliness. You find a list. Ledger entries in handwriting you recognize. Names you promised to protect. The device took them as tuition. You are furious, then terrified, then precise. You decide to reverse one thing. Just one. You target a policy. You call the coin home. You press with all your intelligence and all your fear. For a moment the world holds its breath. Lines on maps shimmer. Then something else shifts. Collateral fractures. A life you never touched ends. You realize, unlimited is a lie. Every adjustment creates a gravity well. You are not omnipotent. You are a lever. The stranger knew that. They always know. Level 7. It is late. You are older than you should be. You are more tired than you remember. The device sits on your kitchen table like an invitation and a guillotine. You think of the first night under the lamp. You think of that hand. You think of all the doors you opened. You wonder who you would have been without the device. You imagine a life where poverty, fear, and small humiliations shape you differently. You imagine small joys you traded for leverage. A child laughs in a video call. Their joy is unmonetized. You clutch the coin and feel the map again. You stand at the coordinates for the last time. The stranger is there, as if they never left. You ask them, "What is the final price?" They answer, "What you think it is." They watch you like a witness waiting to mark a score. You realize the real power the stranger offered was the illusion of finality. You realize choices accumulate into monuments. You realize you are not offered a kingdom. You are offered labor, endless, invisible, moral. You consider using the device to erase yourself. You consider using it to redistribute everything. You consider burning it. You consider keeping it and declaring war on fate. The stranger smiles for the first time with teeth. They step back. They say, "Choose." You close your eyes. You listen to the city breathe. You imagine balance. You imagine ruin. You imagine both at the same time. You make a decision. You place the device on the table. Not to use, not to hoard. You take a photograph instead. You press it into the palm of a trusted friend, a person who once stood where you stand now. You hand over the map. You tell them the truth in one sentence. Power is not an asset to accumulate. Power is a debt to pay. You walk away. You do not look back. The stranger watches you go. They close their eyes. The city continues. You feel a weight lift and another settle. You have not ended anything. You have chosen who carries the ledger next. You wonder if you did the right thing. You will wonder forever. But the rain feels clean on your face. You keep walking. The card is gone from your wallet. Your hands are empty. You are not powerless. You are accountable.